Good evening. A warm welcome to State of Business, RTV's Primetime Business News Bulletin with me, Rukshi Panditaratna. Let's take a look at the headlines first. Finance Minister promises to reduce tax burden and EU Investment Bank seeks investment opportunities in Sri Lanka. And today on Top Stories, Finance Minister Ravi Karunanayake says the economic strategy adopted by the present government is appreciated globally, although it is not welcomed within the country. The minister said this addressing an event held at the Finance Ministry today.
The Finance Ministry organised a ceremony at the Ministry today to welcome the Minister who was awarded Best Finance Minister in the Asia-Pacific region for the year 2016. He was chosen by the London-based magazine The Banker. The 90-year-old magazine, which annually evaluates over 5,000 banks, honoured Karunanayake for his efforts to steer Sri Lanka into a new era of economic reform and a change of mindset.
ලෝකයෙන් අපේ දේශ බලන ආකාරය සම්පූර්ණ වෙනස් ලංකාවෙන් බලන ආකාරයට වැඩි. මේ අවස්ථාව තමයි උපයෝගී කරගන්න අවශ්‍ය නැහැ අපේ රට හදන්න. ණය තුලින් රටක් ඉදිරියට ගෙනියන්න බෑ. ණය වෙනුවෙන් අපි ආයෝජනය ගෙන්න අවශ්‍යයි. රට අලුත් දිශාවකට ගෙනියන්න අවශ්‍යයි. මතකයි 1948 අපි නිදහස ලබනකොට අපත් ජපානයත් එක සම මට්ටමක තිබ රටවල් දෙකක්. අද ජපානයේක පුද්ගල ආදායම US ඩොලර් 55000ට වැඩි වෙනකොට ලංකාව තාම 4000 තිබෙනවා. එහෙනම් මොකද්ද තියෙන වැරද්ද? අපි හිතන ආකාරය, අපි වැඩ කරන ආකාරය, අපි ලෝකයේත් සමග ගනුදෙනු කරන ආකාරය ඒක වෙන්නේ නැත්නම් අපේ තියෙන ප්‍රශ්නේ. අපි අලුතෙන් හිතන්න තියෙන හොඳම අවස්ථාව. අප මේ මධ්‍යස්ථ ප්‍රතිපත්තියක් අනුව මේ කෙටි කාලින ගමනක ණය ගෙවන්න අපි ආදායම් බලනවා. වැඩි කල් යන්න ඉස්සෙල්ලා ඒ ආදායම කළා තියෙන බදු ප්‍රමාණය අපි අඩු කරලා ඒ ප්‍රතිලාභය ජනතට ලබා දෙනවා.
A high-level delegation from the European Investment Bank, the world's largest international public bank, will make a 3-day official visit to Sri Lanka later this week at the start of a South Asia regional tour. The main objective of this visit, led by Andrew McDowell, newly appointed Vice President of the bank responsible for South Asia, is to explore new opportunities for future investments in Sri Lanka. They will discuss recent engagement and future investment with Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe and senior government ministers, business leaders, members of the diplomatic community and local and international financial institutions. Vice President McDowell will also inspect ongoing construction work to upgrade wastewater infrastructure in Colombo, financed by the European Investment Bank in conjunction with the Asian Development Bank. The European Investment Bank is Europe's long-term lending institution and owned directly by the 28 European Union member states. This week's visit represents the first visit of a Vice President of the European Investment Bank to Sri Lanka in more than 5 years. Central Bank says Sri Lanka's export revenue was $10.3 billion in 2016. It was a contraction of 2.2% over the previous year. The largest contribution to this decline came from transport equipment as a result of the base effect, while petroleum products, tea and spices also contributed negatively. The leading markets for merchandise exports of Sri Lanka during 2016 were the USA, the UK, India, Germany and Italy, accounting for about 52% of total exports. On a cumulative basis, expenditure on imports during 2016 was at $19.4 billion, reflecting an increase of 2.5% compared to the previous year. It was due to higher imports of machinery and equipment, textiles and textile articles and gold. The Socialist Alliance says the present government has failed to achieve promised growth targets. Addressing the media, UPFA MP Chandrasiri Gajadhira said Cabinet has also failed to reach consensus within them in many areas.
අපි කවුරුත් පිළිගන්නවා ඩොලරයට සාපේක්ෂකව රුපියලේ බාර්දු වීම. අපේ වෙළඳ ශේෂය ඊටාම දුර්වල තත්ත්වයක තියෙන්නේ. ඊළඟට විදේශ සංචිත ප්‍රමාණය එන්නෙන්නම අඩු වෙමින් යනවා. අපිට සංචිත ලැබීම් වලට වඩා විදේශ මේ අපේ තියෙන සංචිත ගලා යාමක් සිදු වෙමින් තිබෙනවා. මේකට බලපාපු සාධක තියෙනවා. කිසිම කෙනෙක් මේ රටට එනවද මේ රට ඇතුලේ ආර්ථික වශයෙන් දැන් ඉන්න ආණ්ඩුව ඇතුලේම හුඟක් කරුණු සම්බන්ධයෙන් එකඟතාවයක් නැහැ. එතකොට ඒ වේගනි තත්වයක් යටතේ මොකට ආයෝජකයා දෙන්නේ? ඉතින් ඒක නිසා ඒගොල්ලෝ බලාපොරොත්තු වන ආර්ථික ඉලක්කවලට යන්න බෑ. ඒ නිසා බදු ප්‍රතිපත්තියේදීත් නැති මිනිස්සුන්ගේ ඇඟට බර දාලා වක්‍ර බදු වැඩි කරලා ගෙන යන්න ඕන. දැන් බල්ලන්ටත් බද්දක් තියෙනවා.
Let's take a look at more news after this break. Welcome back. A group of globally renowned Sri Lankan scientists were recently conferred with the national titles for their services to the field of science and technology. 5 of them were nominated by the Ministry of Science and Technology.
The newly honoured scientists spoke of their achievements and experiences to a group of young local scientists in Colombo recently. Professor Sivalingam Sivanathan pioneered semiconductor technology used in night vision sensors that provide critical protection for military troops. He was conferred with Vidyanidhi National Award.
I think Sri Lanka can become the solar hub. Why Sri Lanka can become a solar hub? Because if you look at it, there is about close to 2 billion people around Sri Lanka and everybody need electricity. We can start other items, right? In a solar cell installation, you need the frame, you need the inverters, you need the transistors. There are other components Sri Lanka can readily start working on. Inverters is one place Sri Lanka can really excel. So I think if we really put the effort, as we buy the panels initially, install it, but if we can train people locally to service, install and design, right, and come out with very unique idea. While we build our workforce, we could become the service center. Think about it. When people has millions of dollars spent, if you have a 100 megawatt solar system, they spend close to about $300 million. That's a lot of money.
Dr. Sarath Gunapala was conferred with Sri Lanka Ranjana, the second highest honour conferred on non-nationals. He is now serving for NASA.
In AT&T Bell Labs, the philosophy was the researcher is on the top. Everything, all the service organization servicing the researcher. That's different because that's a private money. Then I joined a government lab after 7 years. I work for NASA lab. It's different. Government money is a public money. It's a taxpayer money. It's your money. Everybody's money, and they want to see where the money is going. So there are lots of rules in place. So there are lots of regulations. If you use government fund, you have to live with it. No point of complaining. So you have to find ways to live. What we told is you plan ahead. So you want to buy something, you want to do something, you know. In fact, some of my contracts is getting close to renewal, so I'm starting 1 year ahead. You have to plan. So that's what they say. You guys know the basics, so just want to inspire your innovation, and you're the backbone here. What we can do is we can talk from the experience we have.
Professor Bandula Vijay is well known globally for developing cardiovascular devices. He conferred with the title Vidya Jyoti.
The kind of message that I try to get across is how do you solve problems, and what is the mindset in solving problems. So when we started developing method to compress the plaque, so obviously idea first came to everybody's mind, not only mine, is balloon. Let's use a balloon.
Professor Monte Kazim is a highly distinguished scholar serving in Japan, and he was conferred with the title of Vidyanidhi.
Rather than waiting for that final idealistic situation, I think we can still start very practically from places where we have functional satellites already. We have the advanced robotics arc between Ratmalana and Moratuwa. We have the nanotechnology and the bioclusters emerging around Pitipana in Homagama. We can have an advanced medical cluster under the Kandy region master plan around Peradeniya University and the Kandy Medical General Hospital. So my suggestion is that we all must put our shoulders to the wheel. The future is extremely promising.
Let's take a look at stocks after this break. Welcome back. The trading at the Colombo Stock Exchange ended in a negative note today. The all-share price index dropped 21.34 points to close at 5,974.94 and the S&P SL20 index dropped by 18.51 points to close the session at 3,398.17. The turnover was 429 million rupees and 22.5 million shares were traded. Let's take a look at today's forex rates. Thank you for watching State of Business. See you tomorrow at the same time. Till then, take care. Good night.